This is a story of two really great people who made a decision about changing their next in their life.
It took us 30 years to get where we were. How much longer would it take to build up this other business?
It was the first time really anybody even asked us those questions. What you're doing, where you are, all those details. Our financial advisor never asked that question. We've done so well for so many years, and to keep that level going up, I just don't have that stamina like I used to.
He talked about how he had more time, more freedom. That's what we wanted.
Good day, everyone. This is Dr. David Phelps of the Freedom Founders Mastermind Community and Dentist Freedom Blueprint Podcast. Today, I have the distinct honor and pleasure to share a story with you. And this is a real story, not a made-up story. This is a story of two really great people, colleagues, people in our industry, in dentistry, who made a decision, a conscious decision about changing their next in their life. And I want to introduce to you today Dr. Bob and Gertrude Dubansky. Bob and Gertrude, how are you doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
Well, thank you.
So glad to have you, and thanks for sharing your story.
Sure.
You were like a lot of people who come to Freedom Founders. You were searching. You'd been searching for an ability to potentially make a change or find a more definitive pathway to your next, which in this case, let's just tell the story a little bit. You wanted to see if there was a possible way to transition out of dentistry after 35 years of practicing together, enjoying the ride, but feeling a little bit taxed and burned out. And I think, Gertrude, you might tell the story best from your standpoint first. There was an actual date this year in 2021 that you recall. You want to talk about that date and what happened?
Yes, February 2nd, 2021. I wrote it down. And Bob said, I see myself transitioning out of the clinical side of dentistry. And then around that same time, it was Sunday night, and he said, I don't want to go to work on Monday. Not a good day. Not a good day. So I started looking, and I had been looking for something else that could help us. And around that time, we received the letter from Freedom Founders, and it was written by someone who had been going through the process. And he talked about, how, he had more time, he had more, freedom, and that's what we wanted. And so I did look up online to see if there were any negative things about Freedom Founders, and even checked up on one of the dentists who, were in the program, and found out, oh, he is a real dentist. So, oh, this is a real organization. And then, started made the call, talked to Alex, and the rest is history.
So Bob, with what Gertrude just explained to us, that February 2nd, she remembers that date very explicitly. You said, I could see myself stepping away from the chair. So that's an admonition that sounds to me like it's been a good run, but you know what? I think I'm good. I think I'm done. And then just a short time thereafter, you actually made, sounds like a further demarcation by saying, actually, I don't even want to go to work tomorrow. That seems like two different threads. Was there something that changed between, hey, I could see myself stepping away, sounds kind of like a aspiration, to I don't even want to go to work tomorrow? That sounds like a dread. What happened?
Yeah. I don't recall exactly all that. I just remember it just slowly builds up, and I love dentistry. I've been doing it for all my life. It feels like all my life,
Yeah.
And I just truly love, what I do. And it gets over, I guess what was happening is between being, seeing a lot of patients, and we were kind of, let's call that a power program situation where we've done so well for so many years, and to keep that level going up as I'm getting older, to keep that, I just don't have that stamina like I used to. I just was slowly getting drained and tired. And you go to work, you put all that power and all that energy into what you do for the patients and your staff, and it's very fulfilling. But at the end of the day, you're just tired. And I used to love after work, go out and do stuff, go hikes and all that. I was getting to the point I just didn't feel that I had that energy level. And that's, I guess, was what was going on. I was just getting kind of burnt out. That's the word, burnt out. And so we've been always physical, getting out and doing stuff, and I was starting to lose that physical ability, and I don't like that. That's not why I'm here. I want to work all the time. I still want to enjoy my job, but I also want to have life after work. And that's not what was happening. So that's where I was getting run down in that part of it. Still love the practice, love doing dentistry, but I think it's to the point. I think I finally told her that probably that Sunday night, I want to be doing something else. I think that's where that came across. Don't remember the exact date, time. She wrote it down, so
February
it was important
2nd.
to her. But that's kind of where it, came to that point in February.
What had you tried before? 2018, Gertrude, you
Mhm.
suffer an injury, so you can't be as active in the practice as you had been. So that's a change right there. And
Yeah.
Bob's picking up the pace. What else had you tried, looked at, considered, researched in terms of giving yourself a pathway or the ability or the certainty of some way where you could move a potential transition or exit to the forefront? What had you already looked at?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was I guess another dentist who had a program where we would purchase another practice and build that up. But ultimately, we were already tired. We really couldn't do that or didn't want to do that. We could if maybe we were, younger, but we're already tired.
Yeah. I mean, it was
and injured.
It was to the point where I said, instead of doing the dentistry, is kind of create a corporation with multiple offices and having associates and partners, that type of thing, where we're going to kind of go away from the dentistry part and do more of the management and create our own group of practices. And we started looking into it. We started looking out there and looking at investments and buying buildings, but we had no guidance. We didn't know what we're getting ourselves into. We didn't know what the worth of the values of these practices, or how to get associates, or how to get people to work with us, and then starting a whole new staff. We just didn't have the time or the knowledge or know-how or guidance to do that. So it just didn't seem a real feasible way of getting into a different direction. And that direction we just had no confidence or guidance on how to do that. So we just kind of felt that wasn't going to work. We actually try to get, we have an associate. We try to get actually partnered into our practice. We actually had a potential partner one time that fizzled out and actually created more chaos. It was like actually almost destroyed. I think that's kind of what happened. I had a partner that was so poorly educated and was such a bad dentist. I hate to say that, but he wanted to be an owner, but he didn't have the other skills to continue the practice the way we wanted the practice. So after 3-4 months, I think we had a 3-month guarantee to see if it was going to work or not. And that was part of the contract, and we finally had to let him go. So then I'm trying to catch up all the bad things that he had done, and I had to recuperate everything that happened in my practice. I think that was really, now I think about it, it's probably what really drained me out the most, is trying to do more of not only what I was doing, but actually trying to fix things was going on in my practice. And I really showed to me that I don't want to go in that direction anymore. I'm just kind of tired of doing that in my face of life. So I think those all things accumulated,
Right.
made this all happen.
That was January.
Yeah, that was January.
That was January. So, so fixing all of this other dentist clinical errors, I guess, that added to what Bob had to do, and that he's still fixing things.
I think the lesson here would be that there are lots of different plans that any one of us can take in life or in our specific industry, dentistry, whatever it might be. There's different ways to go, right? And there's right ways for certain people, and XYZ plan could be great based on where you are, what age you are, where your family is. And that could be a plan for certain people, but there might be a better plan for other people. And what I hear you say is that, an exit strategy that you looked at was, to build up to more of a corporate business of dentistry, which means adding real estate, buying practices, adding more staff, associates. And it sounds to me like while that plan could very well work in a certain environment for certain people, you were looking to actually downshift. This sounds like, this is like a big upshift. Like you're going to grow something, and not having the experience to do that, are you willing at this point in your life and career to go through all of that? And having a taste of a piece of that didn't feel so good. Is that a fair way to put it?
Yeah.
Right. It took us 30 years to get where we were. How much longer would it take to build up this other business? Oh, it was overwhelming.
And still maintain the practice you have, right?
Right.
I mean, you don't just all of a sudden change a model like that. There's work to be done. There's a lot in that. So again, I'm not taking away from different models. There's
Right.
sometimes it works great in the right place. So
Right.
I think the key thing for all of us, and it's what I find so often, having the blessing and privilege to work with some really great people like you and people in Freedom Founders, is really, we all need clarity. We just need somebody to bounce ideas off of, who don't have just a specific, well, this is how I did it, so you have to do it this way, or this is,
Right.
we need clarity. And I think that's one of the things that we're able to help each other get. I certainly know I have to get clarity from other people. I can't figure it all out myself. I've got blind spots. I just know what I know in my life. So anyway, you took the chance. You read the letter. The other doctor in Freedom Founders spoke about what he had gained. It resonated with you because they was talking about time and more free time, and that's what you were looking at. So that compelled you at least to take another step, which I think for you was probably, you had a call with Alex, or potentially, and Alex asked you some more questions just to see, again, if there was potential alignment, if what you were looking for based on where you were, your current practice, and your exit. And we always talk about, your freedom number. What's your lifestyle burn rate? Because when you're going to retire, sell out, transition out, we got to replace the income, right? Whatever that income is, we got to replace it now. Well, the big question is for a lot of people, do I have enough? Do I have enough, right? Do I have enough saved up in my retirement plans and stocks, bonds, mutual funds, whatever, equity, practice sale, after tax, is all that together, is that going to be enough? And really that's really the key. I mean, that's a big key, is because most people don't know, do I
Right.
have enough? Most financial advisors can't give any certainty that the answering that question. So most people like yourselves kind of like, well, nobody seems to know. We don't know. The world's changing. Cost of living seems to be going up everywhere we look. It's like, maybe we just better hunker down and just keep doing this. And yet that's not really the answer you're looking for.
Right. And we were told 6 to 10 million, and we just weren't at that point where we could feel comfortable.
Well, there was no guidance to be comfortable. I mean, you talked to our financial advisor, oh, you're doing fine. Well, what does that mean? I mean, that has no significance at all. What that means is you're doing okay. And there's nothing tangible about that. I think, when we had the interview with Alex, it was the first time really anybody even asked us those questions about, what you're doing, where you are, all those details. Really, no one's really, our financial advisor never asked that question.
Yeah.
So those questions are very pertinent to us. And talking about being a fit, now it's why it's good that you guys interview us, we interview you at the same time as seeing if that fit's going to work there. And you guys hit us right on the button, right when we needed that. And I think it's good that that's there. I think it's good that there is interviews to kind of see where each of us is, because at this point, being with you since March, there is definitely a cohesiveness there. I mean, there's definitely something that we feel comfortable, and the guidance that you've given us is spot on. That's really helped us a lot.
Plus, you've done it. That's the main thing. You've done it. And you're still alive. You can tell us. and that's the best part. You are the example. And you've got integrity. A lot of the other systems we tried, we just can't do it. Maybe they can do it, but we can't do it. And there's no guidance. There wasn't enough guidance, but we feel a lot more comfortable now. For sure. Now that we're out of the stock market, as of last month, feeling pretty comfortable.
If you enjoyed watching or learning from this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more content. If you have a question about any of my content or this specific video, just please leave a comment down below. And as always, stay focused on your freedom. I'll see you next time.